I think people like to come back to this world for a number of reasons. First of all, it's beautiful. Secondly, it's an expression of the imagination of all the artists that work on it. So it's got some unique creatures and unique environments that you just don't see in other films. You know, I think they like that feeling of inhabiting a place that's beautiful. It's almost as if it sort of represents what we've lost here on Earth. You know, we imagine this kind of primeval beauty that used to exist before human beings, you know, kind of ran rampant across the planet and cut down all the trees and all that sort of thing. So there's a little bit of a nostalgia, you know, for a pristine world. So, you know, it's pristine, it's like ours. We recognize what's beautiful in Pandora because it's enough like our world. You know, a sunset's still a sunset. Water is still beautiful. Surf is still beautiful. Underwater animals swimming around, dappling light, all of those things that we find beautiful here on our planet are almost amplified on Pandora. And we also feel that there's a kind of an ancient virgin world quality to Pandora, like it might have been like here on Earth thousands or even millions of years ago. So all of those things, I think, fascinate people. I think they feel able to connect to nature in a funny way. I think Fire and Ash will make absolute sense to people who are fans of the first film and of movie 2. It feels like a natural extension, and yet at the same time it absolutely swerves into new territory in a way that I think is really healthy for a sequel. I think people can get, you know, they can get bored very quickly, or they could feel like they've seen something before. It's like, why are you making this film? We already saw this, you know. And I think the film delivers on that level of the fresh and the new. I think where it's unexpected is that it's very truthful, very authentic about the emotional consequences of the things that happened in movie 2. You know, the Sully family, you know, for the kids, they lost a brother. For the parents, they lost a son. You don't recover from that. This is a whole movie about a family processing what it means to be in a war, for kids to be in a war, for parents to let their kids go and trust them enough, you know, that they're gonna make the right decisions, that they're gonna survive, that they have the ancestors to draw from. You know, this is an important theme in the movie. What drives me is the sense of wonder that we're able to create in a movie theater. You know, it's just that joy. It's the joy of working with artists that get what we're trying to do. We're trying to show something that people haven't seen before. We're trying to tell a story that's compelling emotionally in a world that's compelling visually. It's pretty simple, you know. So I have as much fun working with the artists that are doing the world building and the creature design and all that, and we got some humdingers coming, not just in 3, but in the ones beyond that. Some pretty great stuff I can't wait to do. But I get as much joy working with the actors and bringing these characters to life, you know, because I'm a writer, you know, I create these characters, and I love to see what the actors do with it, whether it's Sigourney or Stephen Lang or Oona Chaplin, Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldaña. You know, I just love seeing them inhabit these people that are complete creatures of the imagination. You know, I mean, I think this is a joy for any filmmaker, any screenwriter that also gets to be a director. For me, it's end to end. Oona's version of Varang is just a beautiful performance, just the way she moves and the way she talks and the way she makes her point, you know, her eye contact. I mean, I don't think I really appreciated how stunning Oona's performance was until I saw her performance in the character. And it's almost a way of externalizing what her thought process was while she was acting Varang. it's all there. It's all there in the way she moves, the pauses, the looks. The interesting thing with the Ash is the Ash are culturally different, but they're not physiologically different from the Omaticaya. The Ash people are forest Navi. They've chosen to look different, as opposed to the Reef people, who are physiologically different. They're almost what scientifically you would call like a subspecies. The Ash people have a very, very different culture. It's based on fundamentally almost opposite principles from the forest Navi that we know, the Omaticaya, and some of the other clans that we briefly see, right? But they're not physiologically different. Same tails, same body form as the Omaticaya. So once again, by internalizing their trauma and using that to sort of empower themselves, we said, we're the Ash people. You take the ash destroyed their land. It's the ash from the volcano, not the lava. Yeah, the lava probably did some damage, but it's the fire, the burning of the forest and the fall of the ash from the volcano that buried everything, like Pompeii, you know. And I've seen other volcanic sites that have been buried, and it's the ash. The Tlalim are a culture of traders. So in a funny way, they have their own unique identity in wardrobe and culture and ornamentation and so on. They speak Navi, their own slight dialect, but basically they all Navi everywhere all speak the same language. That's because they all plug into the same spirit world. No matter where they are on the planet, they're all connected, right? So it's stabilized the language over time. So the Wind Traders they're nomadic in the sense that true nomadic culture usually followed specific seasonal routes of migration, right? So the Wind Traders follow trade routes that are sort of determined by where population centers are around the planet and which way the wind blows at what time of year and where they can get through. And just like any sort of classic balloonists of the last couple centuries, if they want to go that way, they go up to the altitude where the wind's going that way. And if they want to go that way, they drop down to the altitude where the wind's going that way. Or they wait until the wind's going where they want to go. And, you know, their philosophy of life is the wind gives and the wind takes. I think what the actors bring to the movie is the thing that is most important in the film. We love our world building, you know, we love creating this otherworldly experience. I love it all in 3D. I like the fact that people immerse. But why do they immerse? I could hold your interest for 5 minutes with all that stuff. I hold your interest for 3 hours because of what the actors bring. They bring the heart, the soul, the angst, the pain, the joy, all of the things that we want to feel as an audience when we're in that theater. We want to go on a journey with characters. We only care about the characters. You know, I shouldn't say we only care about the characters. The eye candy that we create around that, the creatures, the specificity of how you saddle up a marine creature or a flying creature, these things that are tactile, that connect us. It makes it feel like this fantasy world is real. Even that, in a way, you think it's the actors. The actors make you believe that it's real people in a real situation, no matter how outlandish it may look. And that's a critical thing.